The Florida Symphony is a real community resource and a real community treasure. Much of what the orchestra does is really almost invisible to the public, but nonetheless very, very important. We play, in fact, over 150 concerts every year. Not only the Pops concerts that everybody's familiar with, the Masterworks concerts and the very popular concerts at Lock Haven Park, but we do all kinds of concerts for children. We play for about 50,000 school children every year all over Central Florida. And we also play for the opera, for the ballet, for the Bach Festival. So in a very real way, we form the backbone of all of the musical activity here in Orlando.
The most beautiful thing about a live performance is its spontaneity. If you go to the Louvre and look at the Mona Lisa, you have a very special experience seeing that painting live. Seeing a symphony orchestra and hearing a symphony orchestra is the same kind of thing for your ears.
This is my 27th season in the Florida Symphony. The Florida Symphony schedule is very demanding, and it's a full-time job for the members in the orchestra. A lot of us do some teaching on the side and occasionally play outside jobs and things, but there's what we call services scheduled each week, which are either rehearsals or concert, an average of 8 of them. And the preparation involved for the services, the rehearsals, is a lot of practicing on the part of each player. And it doesn't sound like a 40-hour work week to the public, but it's that much and more for most of us with the amount of preparation that goes in for all of our instruments.
I have a tendency to judge a concert and its success on how I do. So if I'm particularly enthusiastic or up, or if I love a piece, there are times when a certain movement will come that I'm just listening to what's happening on stage, and it's a wonderful experience then.
The children of Orlando learn how to appreciate classical music more by going to these performances, live performances. They see the musicians, they get more excited hearing the music live than they would from a record. I want them to have the opportunity to study with fine teachers, and without the Florida Symphony Orchestra, they wouldn't be here.
The major impact of doing children's concerts is to give children an opportunity to know that classical music has a connection to them. And all they have to do is find 1 or 2 connections to each piece that we play, which I try and provide to them in the speeches, the little talks that I give between each piece.
Well, you're right. We need all of those things. And somebody back there said radio. And you know, think about it. If you go out to the beach or you're out on a boat or something, having music is sometimes a lot of fun, because there's something that's very relaxing about being at the beach or being out on the water.
I think that communities should understand that an orchestra is not a luxury item which is there for the enjoyment of an elite group of people. Classical music is in a community because classical music connects us to our heritage.
Years ago, because he didn't have a Walkman, he didn't have a radio, he didn't have stereos, they didn't have any of that kind of stuff. So what was he going to do? Well, he was going to have to hire some live musicians, just like we have here in our Florida Symphony Orchestra, 68 people, live.
I don't think that it's saying too much to say that having an orchestra in town is every bit as important as having a museum in town, and having an orchestra and a museum in town is every bit as important as having textbooks and good teachers.
It's an incredible thing to have a symphony orchestra in a town. and every city should have a symphony orchestra. It's something, however, that has to be constantly nurtured. You can't ignore it for a second. So if I had something I would like to tell everyone about the Florida Symphony, that would be that everyone should come and see the orchestra, because everyone here should feel as if it is their orchestra. And I can't impress upon you enough how much the orchestra needs everyone's support.
I thought maybe I'd read a few of the letters that we get from our students. I picked some off the top of our pile from Brookshire Elementary School. The first one is addressed, Dear Symphony. It's from Lana, and she says, I loved your music, and I really loved that song from the TV commercial that you did. I like the Indian song, and I sure hope we can come back soon. And then Alan writes to us, Dear Orchestra and Conductor, I love the concert. I've never been to a concert before, but now I want to go to a lot more of them. I especially remember the Water Music by Handel, and I remember the Hoedown piece by Aaron Copland. Your friend, Alan. And then finally we have one which is from Austin, and Austin writes, Dear Florida Orchestra, I enjoyed Handel's Water Music very much. It was the best ever. I actually enjoyed everything. I saw the whole orchestra that day. It was better than anything else I have ever seen in my whole entire life.